This man is going to be in a this is a great game. This is a great game to kick off the season. Tennessee Titans, Arizona Cardinals in the great city of Nashville, Tennessee.
Let's go.
Let's go. No doubt about that. Derrick Henry, let's roll him downhill. J.J. Watt can't quit the AFC South, essentially. And the Pro Bowl left tackle of the Tennessee Titans and the co-host with Will Compton of Bussin' with the Boys, none other than Taylor Lewan back here on the show. How are you, Taylor?
I'm wonderful, Rich. It was a hell of an intro, to be totally honest with you. When you said I was one of your favorite people,
it's true.
A single tear went down my cheek, and it just means a lot. It means a lot to come this far, you and I.
It means a lot to me too. How you feeling? You good? Everything good?
Oh, dude, I feel like a million domestic right now. I'm so excited to be back out here with the boys. I mean, literally for the first time in my life, I was excited to actually go play football, which is like practice, not games. I love games, but
right.
Like I was getting ready for camp, and I'm like, I can't wait to go to camp, which I've never said before in my entire life. Like I have found a new weird passion for playing this game. It has been an awesome camp. My leg feels outstanding. I'm excited for the boys, and you're right. This is going to be a great first game. Huge test for the boys in all three phases. So I'm really excited playing a team that I grew up watching in Arizona. This is going to be a great game.
That's right. You're an Arizona kid, right, Taylor?
That's right. Desert rat for life.
It's amazing what you miss when you don't know what you have, right? Not to get too deep, but I mean, you were out and now you're back and you're rejuvenated. I love hearing that. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been a transition for sure. You go through so many emotions. I've never been hurt before in my life.
Right.
I got my tonsils out when I was 21, and that was a bit of a deal. But
what?
You kind of knew you were going to bounce back from that. Yeah,
Dude.
Yeah, we can hit that in a second. But when I tore the ACL, it's like all this optimism. Okay, I'm going to be better. And then months 4, 5, and 6 hit, and I'm just in a fat depression. Like not the joking depression, but like legitimately was physically, emotionally just drained. Like had nothing to me, and I was like, am I ever going to be the same guy again? And it just feels good to be back on the field. I feel like the exact same person. I feel quick out of my stance. I feel strong. And I'm just super grateful. And it really put things into perspective for me, for sure.
Like what? Seriously. Let's go. Let's dig deeper. What do you mean?
Perspective? People say all the time, like, hey, you never know when your last snap is. This might be the last time you guys, all the cliches, right?
Right.
Remember the Titans, all these cliche football, like Friday Night Lights. But, like, legitimately, to me, I'm like, this might be the last game I ever play this year. Like, September 12th might be the last football game I ever play, so why hold back anything? Why worry about X, Y, and Z? It's really given me an opportunity to kind of narrow in my sights of what is truly important at the moment I'm doing it. There's no outside thoughts when I'm playing football. It's literally just focusing on where I'm at right now and just being excited to even play the game. And it sounds literally, I'm listening to myself right now. If I was a viewer listening to me right now,
yes, sir,
I would immediately change channel. Like, this is the dumbest BS I've ever heard someone say. But it's like legitimately
real.
That's
it
real.
just feels so great to play it again, and it's amazing to realize this. Because a lot of these guys come and play, get hurt, or it doesn't work out for them because off-the-field issues or whatever, and then they wake up 5 years later and they can't play the game anymore, and they're like, man, what an opportunity I missed. And for me to kind of realize that in the middle of my career I'm just super grateful and super lucky. I got a great family, and they've definitely been amazingly supportive through the whole thing. So
Taylor Lewan, you shouldn't think another second about what you just said. Seriously, I think fans hear what you just had to say, Taylor, and love it. And part of the reason why is we fans want to hear from the guys we root for and are playing, for the team that we root for. We want to hear from them. It means just as much to them as it does to us. That's a fact. And sometimes we feel like it doesn't mean that much to the people that we're rooting for. And it must be incredible for you to get back out there and look at the freaks of nature that are on your offense that you're protecting your quarterback to go find, or blowing the holes open for Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, and now obviously Julio Jones. You got a good Julio story for me, like where he's just shown up and he's done something, you're like, okay, I got it. Anything like that?
No, I don't have anything like that. I would say his presence as an individual is definitely way different than most superstars I've been around in my career. It's a calmer confidence. It's not a like over the top, I'm this, I'm that. Like this dude, like he doesn't say a whole lot, but when he speaks, it's like the whole room can be super loud, everyone arguing about a bunch of stuff, like classic locker rooms can be.
Yeah.
And he'll just start talking, the locker room will get quiet. It's like, okay, what's Julio got to say? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's wild how his presence, what he's done in his career, how he talks, and when you sit down and talk to him for 10, 15 minutes, you realize why he's the player that he was. He obviously has all the talent in the world, but he's got the mindset to go with it. And a lot of times, the way he and I have bonded is blocking. Right? He knows I'm not going to know anything over a curl route or a post, or I don't know none of that.
Right.
Well, he talks about digging out safeties and the way he likes to play in the run game. It fires you up. He's a year 12 guy, and the way that he just operates and handles himself, he's a dude that you really want to root for. So I'm a huge Julio Jones fan. I was watching from the distance, obviously. I mean, Atlanta's 4 hours away, but totally a different division, in the NFC, so you don't really think about it much. But for me, like, you always know who Julio Jones was. And now he's on our team, and it's just watching the way he operates. It's like, no, there's no wonder why this guy's a first-ballot Hall of Famer. The way he handles himself on a day-to-day basis, like, he's confident, but you can just tell he handles himself the right way.
Yeah, that seems like to be I love that story about in the locker room. And Derrick Henry, what is it like to be his teammate and also know you're responsible for anchoring a line that somebody could break the record behind this year based on what we saw last year, and now you got a 17th game and all that stuff?
Derrick is I love Derrick Henry as a person. I love Derrick Henry as a teammate. Like, yeah, that's my dude. Like, we're boys, not just on the field, but off the field as well. My favorite thing about Derrick, and it also is the thing that pisses me off the most about Derrick,
yes,
is if you're in a game and let's say I miss a block. Let's say I don't have my hat in the right place and I let up a TFL. It's not like that play's over, because once we get back to the sideline, I knew I messed up. Derrick knew I messed up. But Derrick's going to walk over to me and ask, hey, what happened there? Like, Derrick, you obviously know what happened. I obviously just, messed up real bad. But you're going to come over here and say it to me. But he says it. He's like, why'd that happen? And because it's not because Derrick needs his yards or anything. So he holds the boys to a high standard. He knows what I'm capable of, but it is in the moment when, you're kind of like, okay, there's, 60,000 people here. I just got dummied in front of somebody, like, not the best feeling in the entire world. And then Derrick's got to kind of egg it on a little bit more. It's like, man, would love to be in 100 different areas right now. It's cool that he keeps guys accountable. Derrick is, he expects the most from himself. This whole NFL, the name he has, what this team expects out of him is nothing compared to what Derrick expects out of him. So it's never too big for him. I'm really excited to watch him play this year.
Taylor Lewan of the Titans here on the Rich Eisen Show. How much can you allow here publicly about how the offense might be different with Arthur Smith now in Atlanta? Your offensive coordinator is now a head coach. Last year's OC is now the HC in the ATL. How different are things going to look this year?
That's a great question.
Thank you,
and
sir.
I think the best way to answer that question is, you guys got to tune into some football games to kind of figure out what the difference is. Maybe we can play a little game of what's different. Maybe we can get some Twitter tweet warriors, some computer warriors out there. Maybe they can dissect everything that's going on. But I think that's a nice trap question, Rich. I love it. You're a professional in the business. Being in the game long enough, you know when someone's throwing a jab or a haymaker, and buddy, that was a haymaker. All right, and thank God I got to the right time because I get knocked out.
I want to know. I just want to.
I bet you do. I would. You know what? I'd say there's some things that are different. There's some things that are the same, and
okay.
Probably a little bit more of one than the other, maybe.
All right. Well,
but I would definitely watch. I tuned in September 12th. Maybe we'll see some same things or some different things. What do you think?
Okay. Let's crowdsource it. We'll crowdsource it. We'll see what's different. Spot the difference.
Right. Anything
that's different. Right. Who wears it better? The 2021 Titans, 2020 Titans. Who wore it better?
That. Yeah,
how's
put
that?
pressure on Todd. I think that's the great thing. We'll just compare him to Arthur Smith for the rest of his life. I think that'll be fun for him and his career. that'll be great. I don't got to live with it, but I tell you what, Todd. I love Todd, man. He's a good dude. That guy is. He wants his team to be more successful than anybody else. Todd is. He's going to put us in some good situations this year. I'm really, really excited.
All right, let's talk about your pod. It's crushing it. Congrats, everything.
Isn't that wild?
It's great.
Hey,
it's great.
Let's just simmer on that, right?
Sure.
Let's just let that marinate.
Okay.
Isn't that wild that a couple of slappies bought a broken down bus, and we're just blowing the hinges off national podcasts. We're burning the midnight oil. We're killing it. We're absolutely killing it. And you know what? Some people might not like it when you gas yourself up, but here I am. 93 octane in me right now because I'm gassing myself up. This thing is awesome. It's going well.
Who do you want on the Bussin' with the Boys podcast? Who do you and Will say, like, if you had your wish list? Because they also have to come there, right? I keep telling you, you have no idea how much better it would be if you could actually travel the country. You know, you put an actual motor in the damn thing and you actually drive it around and look, you understand the business now more than when, again, I was just trying to help you and then, of course, troll on you in any certain way I possibly could. But, like, who would you want on your bus if you could wave a wand, Taylor Lewan, on your pod?
Oh, man. It's, the number one OG of podcasts is Joe Rogan. So for him to come on our pod, first off, I love the guy, right? If the man started a cult, I'd probably be the first one drinking the Kool-Aid. That's how much I love Joe Rogan.
It sounds like he already has, to be honest with you, Taylor. It sounds like he started.
It's wild what he's accomplished, but it's also the mind, the way he perceives things and handles certain situations. It's pretty incredible to have that much depth. I'm very impressed by him. A little one out from left field, though, that I think is a bucket lister for me personally. Now, you have to talk to Willie C. If your ratings ever are okay with being stagnant for a while. Have Will on; it'll be fine. You guys will be fine from it. But Johnny Knoxville, I'm a huge Jackass fan. I'm a huge Johnny Knoxville fan. I might have not had the best parental guidance growing up. My heroes were like Bam Margera, and Johnny Knoxville, and these, Nate Adams and Travis Pastrana, kind of like the outcasts, guys that do wild stuff. Those are the heroes I grew up watching. I think Johnny Knoxville would be an all-time guy to have on the podcast.
Well, I can't help you with the Joe Rogan one because I don't know if we go shopping at the same horse dewormer spot, but we do. I can help you with Johnny Knoxville.
You can actually help me with Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, our kids go to school together. Oh, yeah.
You're lying. Are you serious?
Yeah. I've been on pickup lines with Johnny Knoxville. Are you kidding me? I can make that happen.
Wow.
Let me help.
Hey, Rich,
let me make that happen.
This is I thought I was doing you a favor today, but here I am.
No.
14 minutes and 20 seconds into this phone call,
Taylor,
and I'm realizing I'm the man that's getting the help today.
Taylor, please let me do that. You've been so great calling in and whatever, and let me do that. I'll do that. We'll get that done. I think he's got I think he's got one last movie in him that he's going to be out promoting soon.
Jackass 4 is coming out soon.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Let me help you.
Really soon. I love the trailer, too. They got Machine Gun Kelly in there, which, by the way, talk about a glow-up, right, as the kids would say?
Yes.
The glow-up for Machine Gun Kelly has been unbelievable. The guy goes from a hardcore rapper, and now he's the number one rock star in the world, thanks to him and Travis Barker.
Yes.
I mean, good for him. I saw him in the trailer of the Jackass 4 movie, and I'm a huge fan of both those guys as well. But let's focus on Johnny Knoxville. We'll take MGK out and Travis Barker eventually.
I'm on it. Later today, I'll text you. Seriously, I'll do it. I'm on it for you.
Chat. Put us in a group chat. Let me.
Wow, a group chat.
Yeah.
It would be my pleasure, Taylor. I love hearing how you're bouncing off the walls and you're fired up, man. It crushed me last year when you got hurt, and I'm thrilled that you're rejuvenated. I cannot wait to see what you're cooking up with the rest of your mates for 2021. Fact.
Well, I really appreciate that. Thank you for having me on, guys. It's literally always a pleasure. I really do enjoy coming on here.
All right, man. We'll chat soon. You be well.
Good, buddy.
That's Taylor Lewan, everybody. Michigan man as well. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.